Regan Slaymaker for International Boxing News. Now, the pleasure to be joined by Anthony Yigit down at the Steel City Gym. I mean, it's great to see you, mate. I mean, you've just sparred some excellent rounds with Dalton Smith. I mean, how was that, and how are you?
I'm well, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure being here. They're so nice to me. I really feel like one of the teams. Like, they're really taking care of me. I tweeted it as well. I said they make sure to ask me twice if I need anything. That's really, really nice of them. I feel really at home here. The sparring with Dalton has been really beneficial for me as well. I've learned a lot. I've seen that he's done his own homework fighting a southpaw that's very aggressive. I noticed that the first day I sparred with him, I was like, all right, let me just go in and kind of do the work, kind of make a statement. But he was there, he was ready, and picking off his shots when I was coming in. So I was like, oh, okay, I need to use a little bit more of cautious and cunning, which I started doing, and it's been really, really well, going really well for us. Yeah.
Definitely, mate. Obviously, he's preparing for a fight with Jose Zepeda as well. I mean, when you put that tweet out, I was like, Anthony Yigit. Yeah, makes sense. Obviously, you fought everyone yourself. We'll go on to it in a minute. But kind of, how does kind of Dalton compare? Obviously, we know sparring, but how does Dalton compare to kind of the names and the people you've been involved with? Obviously, I've just seen it there. Some great rounds.
Well, I mean, it's, you can't really say when he's sparring, and obviously he's in middle of camp, he's tired and, training really hard, and just trying to work off things that he's got to get better at. So I think that's what they're doing. They're kind of focusing on perfecting his, I wouldn't say flaws, but, obviously fighting a southpaw, you don't get used to fighting southpaws often, especially southpaws that aggressive as Zepeda. So I wouldn't want to compare him with anyone else I fought, because the guys I fought them at their best, like they were ready for the fight. Dalton's not there. He's gonna be ready in 4 weeks.
He definitely is, and I mean, what a fight it is between him and Jose Zepeda. I think it's an excellent fight for him as well, and I think, I'm just telling him off camera, a fight that puts him in the top. If you beat Zepeda, you're arguably in the top 10 super lightweights in the world.
Yeah, I would agree so. He's doing really well. I didn't know much about Dalton before coming over. Obviously, I've heard his name after he beat Sam Maxwell. I've heard of Sam Maxwell before, so when he beat him, I was like, oh, okay. So this is an up-and-coming guy. Like, obviously, I'm from Sweden, so I don't keep track of all the fighters here in the UK. Most of them, but not all of them. So it's been, like I said, it's just been a pleasure being here.
Definitely, mate. Obviously, we'll touch on your career now. I mean, as I said, you fought everyone. I mean, I think if you know your boxing, you know who Anthony Yigit is. I mean, you fought the two Barincics, Ivan and Dennis Barincic. You fought Keyshawn Davis as well. You fought Rolly Romero. I mean, obviously, your career is nowhere near done, but you've already fought some great fighters. You've won a lot as well. I mean, how do you kind of assess your career so far?
Well, I think, when I was building my career from the beginning, I was like, all right, I'm gonna be undefeated, world champion. I'm gonna have it all the glory and all that. But as time progressed, I think I got older, and as I got older, I realized what really mattered and what I really want to do. I love boxing, and I love being in there with the best. And I am a winner by in my mindset is the winner's mindset. When I get a fight, I train my hardest, and I go in to win. But I also know what it is you have to do, what it takes to become a world champion. And I've been doing it for my whole grown-up life. I've just been training, and I think you can kind of see that now. Me being from Sweden, fighting from Sweden, hailing out of Sweden, training in Sweden, you can see that it's really it bore fruit. You can see that I'm up there among the best fighters in the world, fighting them and putting up good fights.
You definitely are, mate, as well. I just checked your box record. You fought in January as well. I mean, but when can we see you next out, and kind of what kind of level do you want to go back in there with? Obviously, you've just mentioned there. Everyone in boxing knows who you are, and obviously you want to become a big fight next.
Well, I mean, right now I'm doing some other private stuff in Sweden right now, so I'm a little bit busy with that. But I'm still keeping shape. I'm still training. My mindset is that I'm gonna fight after the spring, so beginning of summer, somewhere there. and I've talked a little bit with Matchroom, and they talking about putting me in their shows. So it might be something there. It might be me fighting some of their fighters or stuff like that. That would be fun. I would love to come back to the UK, to England, and fight here. You know, people that know boxing know me, and they really root for me. They really like me, and I like them too. So I would really love to come back here. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, we look forward to seeing it, mate. I do want to touch on another super lightweight who has been a lot of noise with Dalton Smith at the moment, is Adam Azim. I know in the past his coach Shane McGuigan has kind of mentioned your name as a potential fight. I mean, you just mentioned to me off camera there, but obviously it goes without saying, I know the answer to this. You'd fight him. I don't need to ask a fighter that question. But would you think that fight is a possibility down the line for yourself?
I mean, yeah, of course it is. Here's the thing though. I'm fighting all the world level fighters right now, and I wouldn't want to really step down to Euro level again. If I do, obviously the money has to be good. I don't want to be like that, like I'm fighting for money. But at the end of the day, that's it gotta make sense for me. So Adam Azim is coming up. He's doing really well. He fought my friend, the Danish guy, Poulsen, last fight. So I followed that fight, and great fighter. Got nothing to say about him other than that, he's training hard, and Sky Sports are really pushing him. So, maybe he's the next up and coming. I don't know. We'll see, because Dalton's pretty good too. I think, I don't mind moving up to super lightweight, fighting them. Usually I fight at lightweight, but like you said, my last fight was at welterweight. But it depends on the level of the guys I'm fighting. I'll fight anyone if it makes sense.
Definitely, and we look forward to seeing it. I do want to my last couple, Anthony. Thank you for giving me your time today. Right at the end there, obviously, we won't go into what you said, but you were kind of, to me, it was like looking like a second coach, kind of giving Dalton Smith some kind of points there. I found it fascinating. Kind of, you were kind of breaking down the sparring and going, no, hit me here because I was doing this, and that's when I know when to come in. I mean, is there a future for yourself in kind of coaching? I mean, obviously, career's nowhere near done, but obviously, when it is that something you'd like to do?
Both yes and no, because obviously we don't have boxing in the same sense that you guys have here in Sweden. Obviously, if you're a boxing coach in Sweden, you just, you don't make any money doing it. So I do it out of heart. I am a coach in Sweden, but I do different things. So I'm a strength and conditioning coach and stuff like that. And I do some striking trainings as well for the MMA fighters, because MMA is a bit bigger there, and obviously they know who I am as a fighter, and they're like, oh, we can get the boxing out of the best fighter in Sweden, after Badu Jack. Yeah, I mean, I love training. I love to be in the ring, and I love to be around it. So it's just definitely something I'm looking to do in the future. Yeah.
Definitely enough. I mean, please do, because that was fascinating as well. If not, get a podcast or something, Anthony, because that was fascinating. Anthony, my final one, mate, thank you again for giving me your time today. We ask everyone this. When all's said and done, what does boxing mean to you?
Oh, wow. I think boxing, for me, is a lifesaver. It changed, not a lifesaver, maybe a life changer. Changed my life for the better. And, I'm helping young adults getting out of the streets, and I do it with help of boxing. So boxing is a life changer.
Perfect. Anthony Yigit, thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you in the next out, mate. Thank you. Cheers.